All right, everyone. So we have another video from Kage. This one is called Top 5 Broken Dragon Ball Abilities. Now, this is a video that was also requested, and if you have a video you want me to watch, as always, just let me know about it in the comment section down below. And while you're there, let me know your thoughts on the video itself and what we saw. Do you agree or disagree with it? And while you're here, maybe consider leaving a like, sharing the video, subscribing, hitting the bell notification, all the things that the YouTube algorithm absolutely loves. And remember to check the description for links to this video as well as Kage's channel, so you can head on over there, subscribe, go show him some support, and watch his videos right there. All right, so let's go ahead and watch this video and find out what, in his opinion, are the top 5 broken Dragon Ball abilities. All right, let me just check the volume.
I can't die.
Okay, just give me a second, guys. I'm gonna have to lower the volume for a bit. Just because again, audio is one of the worst things when it comes to YouTube. And you might be asking, well, like, they were able to get away with it, why can't you? Guys, the YouTube copyright system is broken. I honestly can't explain it to you. Even if it's within fair use, you'll still get hit.
It is impossible. Even if I self-destruct, I will always come back.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, just gonna have to. Okay, I think it should be fine now.
We're talking about the top 5 hacks in Dragon Ball, and the best way to describe what a hacks is to direct you to the TV tropes page on a story breaker power. In essence, a hacks or story breaker ability is something that is so unfair it nearly breaks the plot.
Jesus.
Unstoppable Exodia.
Dragon Ball has quite a few of these, ranging from Garlic Jr.'s complete immortality, to Cell and Boo's ridiculous regeneration abilities, to the incredibly overpowered results of the fusion dance, and everything in between. The only rules for this list are, I am not considering powers based on how powerful they are individually.
Hold on, let's read this. Picks will not be based on sheer power or potency alone, but instead based off how potent or powerful they are or were at the time of their appearance, or relative to the other characters present at the time of its use. Okay.
Individually, but rather how powerful they are in the context of the arc or situation they are being used in. I think you'll get what I mean once I start the list. And now, without wasting any more time, I'm gonna jump right into it. Here are the top 5 most overpowered hacks abilities in Dragon Ball. A lot of people like to sleep on Krillin. You know what Krillin can do, though? Cut through anything. Literally anything. As stated by Mr. Akira Toriyama himself.
Oh, he's talking about the Kienzan, yeah.
Cutting through absolutely anything.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but yeah, the Kienzan can cut through anything.
No exceptions. Now, I know there was that one filler where the Kienzan connects with the back of Cell's neck and just dissipates. That doesn't count. In every other situation.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. This is why you can't use the anime for, you know, like, for whatever argument you're making at the time. Don't use the anime, because, like, the anime will add scenes and it'll completely change the context of whatever the writer was going for. So just use the manga. The manga is treated as the most accurate source of information out there.
Krillin should be able to cut through literally anybody, no matter how powerful they are.
Krillin can beat Superman, confirmed.
Cut off Frieza's tail and slash through Nappa's cheek. Both of these characters were significantly more powerful than him at the time, which goes to show that the Kienzan just completely ignores a person's physical defenses. Cell and Frieza both have the ability, and Vegeta seems to as well, but Krillin's the only one who uses it often, and not often enough, in my opinion. If I were Krillin, I would spam the shit out of the Kienzan, because I would be able to kill whoever I wanted with that thing. Granted, it's not quite as overpowered later on in the series when the main villains are capable of completely regenerating, so there's that, but that's why it's Shenron on the list. Nonetheless, anyone without regeneration powers that gets hit with the Kienzan is pretty much gone. That's ridiculous.
Well, the one thing that I will say about all of these guys is that, you know, they are also significantly faster, so they could easily just dodge and just move out of the way and they could still, yeah, I mean, it would work if they just sat there and took it, or if you were able to somehow manage to trick them. And who's to say like they can't also use the Kienzan, because it's not like it's exclusive to Krillin.
Hit with the Kienzan is pretty much gone. That's ridiculous. You know, Senzu beans are kind of ridiculous. They can, without fail, heal pretty much all injuries like ever. This even works when they're split in half too, which is...
Actually, I do want to say something about this. I think there was the story that was written by Toriyama, like the Trunks special or something. It was like the manga version of the Trunks TV special, where I think it was stated by Trunks, you know, it's a shame that the Senzu plant died out, because then we could have like restored your arm. So I think it's implied that, yeah, the Senzu bean can restore your arm, which makes sense, because I think it's implied that there's actual magic in them. That's why they can heal you. So if it's magic, I guess it makes sense that it could, you know, restore your arm.
Ever. This even works when they're split in half too, which is something that the Z Fighters seem to forget later on in the series, but that's not the point. See, when the Senzu bean is combined with a Saiyan's ability to get stronger when they recover from near death, things start to look a bit ridiculous. The Zenkai ability sounded cool on paper at first, maybe, but as the series...
Okay, I gotta be careful. There's footage, and I think, again, you guys probably know about Toei and copyright. So yeah.
As the series progresses, you begin to realize just how incredibly insane it has the potential to be. Through Zenkai boosts alone, Vegeta manages to go from weaker than all of Frieza's top henchmen to stronger than Frieza's third form over the span of one arc alone. This is a textbook.
Came back a bajillion times stronger thanks to this ability. Yeah, he did. And just to clear something up, I know a lot of people have this misconception, but Cell was still not stronger than Gohan. I know a lot of people like to believe that, but that's actually not the case. Gohan was still stronger than Cell.
Example of a story breaker power, especially because of the fact that it can be exploited, as shown when Vegeta asks Krillin to damage him before getting Dende to heal him. If the main characters of the show decided that they wanted to use Senzu beans intelligently, you know, like against Cell or something, they would be pretty much unstoppable, because look, this is a win-win. If you fight somebody who's weaker than you, then you don't have to worry about getting near death, and you win. If you fight somebody who's stronger than you, they beat you within an inch of your life, you eat a Senzu bean, and you either become stronger than them, or repeat the process until you do get stronger than them. How do you stop that? Oh wait, you don't.
You can't. I mean, unless they take the Senzu beans away from you.
Now look, okay, I understand that natural power progression, especially in fictional universes based solely around fighting like Dragon Ball, can inevitably lead the heroes into fighting some pretty ridiculous villains. If the villains weren't powerful, then you wouldn't have any sense of danger, there wouldn't be any threat. I get it. But there's a such thing as going too far. Majin Buu is just a walking hacks. I can't pick any of his abilities in particular because
pretty much all of them are pretty much hacks.
He just has an unstoppable moveset, okay? So alright. Look, let's run through everything Buu can do, just in case you forgot. Buu can manipulate matter. It affects...
Yeah, he turns people into food and just eats them.
No matter how powerful they are. And
even if they are powerful than them,
he even turned Vegito into candy. He can't absorb
Vegito, who was clearly more powerful than him.
Like, significantly stronger than him, like Gohan was. And he gains all of their abilities, all of their raw power, and all of their intelligence. He can regenerate endlessly from any injuries with zero difficulty. He seems to have a limitless ki supply. He has more raw power than pretty much anyone in the series save Gotenks.
Yeah, in the Buu arc at least.
Gohan and Vegito. He can copy moves on sight, and he eventually gains the ability to warp anywhere in the universe. What the fuck?
Yeah, Buu is pretty damn hacks. When you think about it, I mean, I in some way I can kind of understand why they kind of have to like push him out of the story a bit, because again, if he was there, it would make it a little bit easier for the for the Z fighters, especially now that it's been confirmed that he can also train and get stronger. So he's not limited to how strong he was in the Buu arc, which is actually kind of crazy when you think about it.
All right. Take Boo's absorption ability, crank it up 20 levels, and then you've got Baby's possession ability. This ability doesn't seem to have any limits, admittedly like Boo's absorption ability, aside from the fact that the target has to be injured before Baby can possess them. The thing is, I use injured very loosely because it can be anything as small as a cut or scrape on the target's body, and Baby has them. Like, man, all it would take is a paper cut, and Baby would have you no questions asked. What's even worse is that he can possess multiple people at the same time and make all of them do his fighting for them. So when he has another potential target in mind, he can send the people he's already controlling after that target, and the moment they get injured, which is bound to happen when they're fighting multiple foes at once, Baby can sneak.
Seriously, try and find any serious fights in the series where neither party ends up with even a scratch. Yeah, that normally doesn't happen.
Sneak in through the inevitable cuts and scrapes that are gonna pop up on his target's body and then possess them. What's even crazier is that with this possession, Baby seems to make his target a lot stronger, because Goku, in base form, I might add, had pretty much no trouble whatsoever with Trunks, Goten, and everybody else the Baby had taken over. Meanwhile, Vegeta, on the other hand, was being given quite a run for his money by Baby Goten and Baby Gohan. Yet somehow, Baby Vegeta is able to utterly thrash Goku without even transforming, I might add. When
In other words, Baby's position gave Vegeta a huge ass power increase.
Goku cranks his power up all the way to Super Saiyan 3. With Vegeta possessed, Baby even manages to transform into a golden great ape and exceed Super Saiyan 4 Goku in power, despite the fact that Golden Great Ape is the precursor to Super Saiyan 4. Speaking of Goku, Baby could have taken Goku over if he wanted to. Why didn't he?
Yeah, why didn't he? And I'm surprised that wasn't included in the top 5 Dragon Ball plot holes, because that's something that I've always wanted. Look, wait a minute, why didn't you just do to Goku what you did to everyone else? Like, why was he the exception?
Do that. Why did he do it?
Alright, honorable mentions.
Alright, before I move on to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Now, these didn't make it either because they're just flatly not as impressive as the other hacks on the list. They're not as impressive in context, they're situational, or the characters using them don't fight. But alright, yeah, without further ado, here they are.
Okay, hold on, there's music. So. Yeah, a lot of people probably forgot about this one, but the Devil Might Beam is, when you think about it, it's pretty unstoppable. Like, it literally focuses on the evil in you, and it causes your heart to explode. The only reason why it didn't work on Goku, and I'm assuming probably it won't work on people like Gohan or Goten, because that entire family is like known to be kind of like pure of heart or whatever. Well, maybe not Goten, since he's always acted a little bit more human than Goku and Gohan, at least in my opinion. But yeah, if you have even an ounce of evil in your heart immediately explodes. The only reason why, like I said, it didn't work on Goku is because he's like known to be pure of heart. So yeah, against literally almost anyone else, this beam would kill them. Yeah, another ability that's pretty broken. The only reason why it's probably not on the list because it's limited to how long he can hold his breath, which I've always wondered, like, wait a minute, dude, if you know this, then wouldn't he have trained to be able to hold his breath like a lot longer? Because I think that's actually possible. Like, you can actually train to like be able to hold your breath, not forever, obviously, especially if you need oxygen to live, but you'd be able to hold it for, I think last time I checked, the record is like 17 minutes. if I remember, correct me in the comments, but I think I remember seeing someone be able to hold their breath for 17 minutes underwater. So that is something I think it's possible to be able to teach yourself to do. And it seemed like he could only hold it for like a minute or two, which to me always felt a little weird. So it's interesting that he brings up the tree of might, and how there's a tree that absorbs the energy of the planet and it puts it in a fruit, and you eat it and you get stronger. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds very, very familiar to with another series that weirdly enough did the same thing. Now, keep in mind, this actually came before that series did this. I just find it a little interesting. Not that I'm not accusing the guy of stealing. I think it's like, it's possible that this is like a well-known story in you know, Japanese mythology, that, you know, there's a tree that absorbs, or a really powerful tree that absorbs the nutrients of the planet, and then it puts it in a fruit, and then you eat it and you gain the power of that planet. I think that might be it. So, because it is weird that you keep seeing this in like a lot of different manga or anime, so maybe this is like a well-known story in Japan. Which, if you're watching this video and you're familiar with that, let me know about it in the comment, like in the comment section. Is this like a well-known story in Japan, that, you know, a tree absorbing the energy of the world that it's on and puts it in a fruit, and whoever eats it gains that power? I don't know. It just seems weird to me that you keep seeing this. Complete immortality, yeah. And that's something that I honestly wondered why no one else in the series ever thought about giving them. Like, considering that you have to keep fighting these opponents, wouldn't it make sense to make yourself immortal so that you'd be able to keep fighting them and not die? I don't know, it just seems a little bit weird to me. It's powerful, but yeah, I can see why it made it in the honorable mentions and not the actual list. Mm-hmm. I don't know, golden freeze is like an ability. Temporal do-over, yeah. In my opinion, this one probably should have been number one.
Alright, look. Cell
Okay, I think I can.
might not be the most powerful character on this list, but that said, he definitely has the potential to be the most ridiculous, and, contextually, might be the most powerful villain relative to the strength of the good guys at the time. Granted, that's up for debate. Buu was leagues above everybody, Omega Shenron was too, all that.
No, Vegeta lasted longer against these two than he did against Super Perfect, so yeah.
But see here, I'm not quite sure how Cell even died.
I can't.
Jesus, dude.
It is impossible.
Because let's look at this, right? He has regeneration, which he got from the cells of Piccolo, and this is not just any regeneration. No, this regeneration power exceeds Piccolo's by a long shot. It takes no time, first of all. Piccolo's regeneration takes quite a while, whereas Cell's takes
Minutes just to buy enough time to regenerate his arm. Yeah.
Pretty much no time at all. Cell can regenerate his entire body from a single cell, no less. And instead of getting weaker like Namekians do when he regenerates, Cell gets stronger thanks to the Saiyan cells he has. And the power that Cell receives from his Zenkai boost is proportional to the severity of the injury he sustained. So if he regenerates from a single cell like he can when he self-destructs, he gets significantly more powerful. See what's really weird about that, right? Is that it's stated by Vegeta that Zenkai boosts only happen in response to an injury that isn't self-inflicted, meaning that Cell's self-destruction shouldn't have netted him a Zenkai boost, but whatever.
Yeah, that's, again, I feel like that probably should have at least been mentioned in the Dragon Ball plot holes video that we watched. But yeah, this doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, he shouldn't have been able to get a Zenkai because it was a self-inflicted wound. So, all right, whatever. But here's the thing. Here's the one thing I'll say about this. He's wondering, like, wait, how did Cell even die? Well, you gotta remember, Cell said that as long as a small piece of him remains, he can always come back. The thing is that Gohan completely vaporized him. Like, there was literally nothing of him left, so there was nothing to be brought back. And yeah, that's kind of how Cell died. And when it comes to whether his regeneration is better than Buu, I guess technically you could say yes, because when Cell regenerates, he gets stronger, and Buu, as far as we know, he can regenerate, but he doesn't get stronger. I think that, so maybe you could say his regeneration is better in terms of survivability, but not better but Cell's is, I guess you could say, a bit above, because like he actually gets stronger when he comes back.
Since it does,
and it seems to be able to teach him moves because he learned the instantaneous movement. So
that means Cell could repeatedly self-destruct, regenerate, self-destruct, regenerate, and it doesn't matter if there's no atmosphere or anything nearby. It doesn't matter how disfigured he is because he has Frieza's cells. Can survive in a vacuum of space and can survive any injury no matter how. Also, I just want to
so sorry about this, but I just want to comment on this a little bit. Again, this is one of the reasons why, if you have not watched the Japanese dub of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, I would highly recommend it, because the Dragon Ball Z dub, the Funimation dub, has Frieza say this line, which is, "I can breathe in space." Here's the thing, that's wrong. You can't breathe in space because there's no oxygen to breathe. There's no oxygen to take into your body. His race can survive in the vacuum of space, not breathe in space. There's just change that one word. If he said, "I can survive in space," and you can't, that would have made sense, because that's in line with what we know about his race. Like, they can survive in space. But yeah, the whole breathing line is completely wrong, because like I said, you can't breathe because there's no oxygen. It's literally impossible. I mean, unless you're like a reality warper and you can create like an air of oxygen around you, which I don't think that's what Frieza is. At least I hope, I don't think so. But yeah, I just wanted to comment on that real quick. Just seeing this just brought that back up, and I kind of wanted to talk about it for a bit. All right, sorry, let's continue.
Disfiguring it is. And on top of that, apparently his cells can somehow learn techniques of people who are nearby when he regenerates.
Yeah,
from self-destruction.
That, when you think about it, doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, what do you mean you were able to learn? How does that make any goddamn sense?
So he picked up the ability to use instant transmission and can teleport now. And that isn't even mentioning the things that Cell is theoretically capable of. He says to Piccolo that he's capable of wielding a spirit bomb. He might be capable of pulling the Kaioken out too. He's also a genius, let's not forget that. And he can create little baby versions of himself, all of which are on par with everyone except for Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Oh yeah, and in GT he can absorb people like Buu can.
That's it.
That's it, that's the video. Okay, so yeah. I mean, yeah, all of these abilities are pretty broken. When it comes to Cell, yeah, he is pretty hacks. Although I don't know if I would put him above Buu, because Boo, I think, has way more hacks than Cell does. The only thing that Cell has above Boo is the one that, you know, like I said, he can, like, whenever he regenerates, he gets stronger, he gets a Zenkai, and Boo doesn't. But other than that, I feel like Boo has way more hacks than Cell does. So maybe I would have switched that. I would have put Boo above Cell. But other than that, I agree with almost everything that's said on this list. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, remember to leave a like, share the video, subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell for notification, check the description for links, and I hope I see you in my next reaction. Bye for now.